Hey, IDS-410, welcome to Module 7. Wow, here we go, huh? This is it. Module 8's just kind of like almost a freebie. You get to do a reflective discussion board. And please, I'm going to beg you, please submit the course survey when you see that come in your email. I don't get to see those. I get to see some of your responses, but I don't see names, I don't see anything. So, I guess that's when, you want me to throw me under the bus. I'm ready. Hopefully you're getting something through this course, something that you could take with you in terms of, vetting information down the road, looking at places where you can, get off the couch and get in the game, get off the bench, I should say. And just to help you identify problems and potential solutions that you see in the world today. Looking at Module 7, and again, I emphasize that survey. I usually don't get a good response. I know when I was at Arizona State, we had those, and the response wasn't great, and we weren't allowed to bribe anybody. So I'm not bribing you here. I can't bribe them there. Just asking as it helps me see what worked, what didn't work. Remember, I have no control over the curriculum. So that's a tough one. I can pass the information along, but if you're ripping me, don't rip the curriculum. I didn't put it together. Okay, so if it was up to me, I'd be giving y'all extra credit for things, but it's not up to me. So, hey, Module 7, okay? I mean, there's nothing like seeing that finish line coming and it's seeing it. I told some people, you might know that I've been a student for TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. I just finished an 11-week, 170-hour course in January, did a practicum, I'm tutoring a couple of students, adults, and I also took a couple of specialty classes. One was teaching business English, and the other I just finished today was tutoring, like having a tutoring business. And those are all through the International TEFL Academy. If anybody ever thinks of going there, ITA, Google it, use my name, we can get a referral, let's go, let's do this. I think it's a very worthy skill set to have, and so that's my plug there. But of course, you're all finishing up your degree work at Southern New Hampshire, and this is an exciting time, right? I know for some of you, this is it. This is like your capstone. This is your adios, amigos. For others, you took it on earlier in your college career, and I tip my cap to you. So what I want you to do, though, is make sure you go through the instructions very specifically. What that final paper looks like, it's going to be 10 to 12 pages. If it's 20, I don't care, okay? If it's 8, I do care, okay? But it should be a 10-page paper. Now, it's going to be comprised of a lot of the work you've already done in these short papers in your discussion. So feel free now to compile things together in a flowing, complete paper. I don't want you to start over and do 10 to 12 pages or 20 pages, okay? For many of you, you're going to probably say, this is a normal reaction, boy, this is the longest paper I've ever had to do in college. Yeah, it pretty much is. But you know what? That's what it's about, okay? Make sure that you look at the criteria. There's 3 sections to this paper, okay? Those sections are part 1, or 3 parts. Investigation, part 2 is intervention, part 3 is advocacy. As you can see, there is a rationale for all 3 of those. Now, within those parts, there should be subheadings. Frankly, I've never written a comment saying, boy, those are too many subheadings. So too many subheadings is not a thing. Subheadings help guide the reader. In this case, it's going to be me and whoever else you share it with and save it for, whether it's for a grad school application of your writing or academic writing or not. Subheadings help us to contextualize what we're reading as the reader. Without them, there are these big blobs of words, hopefully in paragraphs at least, but it's hard to discern because the rubric, I believe, has 17 separate criteria. Yes, a couple of them, like maybe clear communication, things like that, are not subheading type things. But follow the rubric for your subhead suggestions, okay? Remember this project, this final paper is worth how many points? Did he say 400? He did, 400 points. That's 4 grade levels, right? I mean, so whatever you've accumulated to this point, that 400 can boost you up 4 grade levels, can maintain where you're at, can confirm where you're at. So it's a good one to do well on, right? 400 points, that's 40% of the total course grade. But again, I'm not asking you to do 40% of the work this week. I'm asking you to take the work you've been doing, have it inform you, and move it into this final paper where it's applicable, okay? Remember the basics as you have been. Microsoft Word, double line spacing, 12-point font, Times New Roman, 1-inch margins. Use at least 4 sources from the Shapiro library that represent diverse perspectives to support your paper. Sources should be cited according to APA style. This is nothing new, most of you got that. There's a video in there how to format papers in APA. 7th edition opens in a new window. I am going to actually check this video.
Hello, and welcome to this tutorial.
It's still there, and I'm going to include it in the announcement as well as it is in your module 7, okay? Then there are, the investigation has probably 4 or 5 subheadings. Part 2 intervention has maybe half a dozen. Advocacy has 4 or 5. So remember the objective. Remember the second word of this course, solving, problem solving for social change. So try not to stray too far into simply identifying, okay? Don't get too into like self-enlightenment. Try to keep yourself out of this paper, okay? I'm not sure there's any criteria here that requires one to say I, me, my, you, or we. If you can write a paper without pronouns, you're well on your way to a good academic paper. If there's a specific thing that says, what do you think or want or what works, you still don't have to use pronouns. Don't take it literally, okay? If it's like a preferred strategy, you don't have to go, I think this, I want that, my opinion is this, my experience is that. That's not what we're saying. Preferred strategy, just lay it out there. You don't have to tell me about you're liking it. I already know you like it as a preferred strategy because that's where you put it, right? So think a little deeper and more critical thinking in terms of, are you really needed here? Okay, we don't need you. You're just the author of the paper. Oh, you should see some of my papers. But again, as you've gone through this course, reading other research by others, you would very rarely, if ever, did you see any of them use pronouns. Because it's not an opinion piece telling people what you need to do, what they need to do, what someone needs to do. It's not an anecdotal piece. Well, when I was doing this, well, I had this and I did. It's not like that, right? It is an academic paper that, like Dragnet, just the facts, ma'am. Facts, how you lay it out, how you present your case, how you advocate for it. Okay, so it's a challenge. Now, I do not pre-screen final papers. I can't offer that to all 27 people, so I can't offer it to anybody. So I'm not doing that just so you know, okay? If you send it to me and ask me, can you look at this? No. There is writing services from SNHU. Find them, engage with them. They're on the website. They'll go through your paper with you. They'll help you with formatting. They'll help you with, the comprehension of that paper. I encourage it. Every university I've worked with has that type of service. And whether they're grad students that are helping or whoever, it's a valuable service for people, right? So it's in 9:37. I've been babbling here, but it looks good. It looks like you're pretty much going to go through this. Again, please take the survey of the course. I'm not getting a raise from it, nor am I getting a pay cut, although they could fire me, I guess. But really, do you really think you want me to go there? All right. Hey, it's been a pleasure. I will be back next week for one more Module 8, just because this is kind of like my social life. And you guys have a great week. Don't hesitate to get in touch with me if you want to do a phone call, discuss something over the phone. I'd be glad to help you there, but I'm not going to pre-read a paper, but I'll help you over the phone. Set something up. I should be available most of the week. Okay, and you guys have a great, I know it's Sunday here, watching the end of the Masters tournament, and enjoy it. Okay, peace.